Roma, Roma, ma, gaga, ooh la la, what's your romance?
Alright, DJ Kim here. This is my last show for 2009, and it's an awesome show because I have here in the studio with me Peter from The Reserve.
Hello.
Hey. So, I'm going to get into my interview with Peter right now, and then later on he'll be playing 2 songs for us, so I'm going to start the interview. So, obviously, you're Peter. So, what instrument, what do you do in the band?
I play guitar and sing in the band.
Alright, so, do any bands or artists influence you, like inspire you, influence?
Yeah, a whole wide range. Really, I grew up listening to bands like, Blink-182 and Green Day and, the whole punk rock thing coming out. Then, later on, I really got into a lot of heavy music, some metal bands, and I was in a metal band for a while. And lately I've been listening to a lot of European style, pop, Pet Shop Boys, Depeche Mode, stuff like that. So really just a whole wide range of bands has really influenced the band.
Yeah. So, now, what's your favorite song that you've ever written on your, ever written?
I'd have to say probably our song, Ignite. It's definitely the most powerful, and it was definitely the most meaningful to me, personally.
Alright, so, if you haven't, which band or artist would you love to go on tour with if you have, any,
Any say?
Yeah.
Right now, I would say 30 Seconds to Mars. Their new CD is awesome, and I've always loved that band, and they definitely put on one crazy live show, so I'd love to definitely go on tour with that band.
Yeah, I always hear a lot about them, and I never, follow up on them.
Oh, the new CD is fantastic.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Where's somewhere you would want to play in, the future?
I definitely want to go to Europe and do a little bit. We're talking about maybe doing something in Europe. Just really anywhere. I just like to play. We've done most of the East Coast. We've played, up and down. I'd really like to go overseas, though. That would definitely be an awesome experience.
Yeah, that would. So, what's your favorite thing about performing in concert?
I'd have to say the rush that you get. Even if you played, I've been playing shows since I was probably, 16. And even now, every time I get on stage, I still get that feeling in my stomach that gets really excited. It's just adrenaline. And afterwards, you're still shaking, and it's always, that's the best feeling about it. It's just the rush.
Alright, so, do you have any crazy stories from, a show or anything?
Oh, man. Let me think real quick. Crazy stories. Something crazy always happens. There was one time where we were in the middle of playing our first really big show on Long Island, and we were really super psyched. And we started playing 30 seconds into the song. All of a sudden, my entire wireless system just kind of blew up.
Oh,
and
wow.
It was just one of those things where you work so hard to get to a certain point, and then that happens in the middle of it. But other than that, a lot of tour stories as far as playing outside. Traveling is always an interesting.
Yeah.
A lot of interesting things happen. Even coming up for this, we drove through the blizzard.
Yeah.
And a lot of interesting things. You meet a lot of interesting people. But, it's really just kind of an experience in its own than just a specific moment as of right now.
Alright, so do you have any tour plans for the upcoming months or year?
Yeah, right now we kind of just went through a little bit of a lineup change, so we just figured that all out, and I'm the only one that could have made it here today because everyone else is away for the holidays.
Oh, yeah.
Rob's in Hawaii, Garrett's in Boston somewhere, and John actually had school today. But right now we're planning to go out for a little bit in March, and then this summer we'll definitely be out, hopefully the whole United States, and we're still talking to a few people about going over to Europe. So we will be definitely going, touring as much as possible, as well as putting out a new CD in the next year.
Alright, so now, you want to give a plug-in for MySpace or anything else you have?
Yeah, we have MySpace, as does really every band. It's myspace.com/thereservemusic. And right, I have a blog. It's www.thereserve.us. We're still making a new website right now, so that's why it's my blog. But once the website's done, then that'll change over. But check us out, send us an email, or contact us, Twitter, all that stuff. We're on there.
All right. So this is my last question for you. If anyone listening has a question, please call up at 606-6753. Alright, so this is my last question. Do you have any advice for people who want to follow their dreams?
If you want to follow your dreams, this is a good one, because I actually had this conversation with somebody not very long ago, and my advice to anyone out there is use your heart and don't use your brain, because a lot of times society's going to tell you to do certain things, and whether it's to go to a certain school or study a certain thing, but the only way you're really going to achieve what you want to do is if you follow your heart. So always make decisions based on that, opposed to what always might not seem to be the smartest situation.
Alright, so that's it for me with my question. So we're going to get into a music break, and then we'll come back and you can play your first song for us.
Sounds good.
And right now I'm going to get into one of my favorite songs. I recently, I met up with her a couple weeks ago, Alison Irohita from American Idol. So here we go with her new single, Friday I'll Be Over You.